You never know what someone's going through. A little kindness, a little patience, a little understanding, it costs you nothing, but can mean the world to someone else.
His compassion and ability to treat all of his defendants with dignity earned Judge Frank Caprio the title of nicest judge in the world. He became an unexpected TV sensation with his Emmy-nominated show Caught in Providence. Has more than 20 million followers on social media, and his videos have billions of views. He recently released his memoir, Compassion in the Court, Life-Changing Stories from America's Nicest Judge.
And Judge Frank joins us now. Good morning.
Hey, Judge.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us this morning. In a world where, especially in TV, where we see judges dispensing kind of hard justice and hard truths, what made you choose the path of compassion?
Well, it all started with when I was a child. My parents were immigrants from Italy, and we had a very close-knit family, and it was their example that I really followed. So it was just how I was brought up. It's no magic formula. It's just the way I was brought up in the household.
And you understand why TV and social media viewers like to see the tough judge. It kind of feels cathartic to see justice, leveled on these people who have committed crimes and so forth. But is that in the DNA of judges who are not on TV? Is that just part of being a judge? It seems like what you do is so unique and rare.
Well, I always operated on the theory that I placed myself in the shoes of the person that was before me, and how would I want to be treated if I was being judged by that person. So I pretty much followed that rule, and it's worked out pretty well.
Judge, I think the first time I became aware of your courtroom was with a 96-year-old man who had been charged with speeding, and it turned out he had a very emotional story of why he was speeding. It was for his son, who was also, I think he was in his 60s, who had cancer. When you ask about the backstory, imagine that it's probably very unusual for the person who's in the courtroom, but it also probably tells you a lot about the person also.
Well, that was Victor Coella, and his son was getting cancer treatments, and he was driving his son to get cancer treatment. And we formed a very close bond with Victor. Unfortunately, he's passed away, but he did make it to 100 before he passed away.
Judge, is this all kind of society caught up in, that it's just moral failing or there's evil, whatever that is? And are you looking at the fact that the reason people are involved in crime may have more to do with poverty and other social things?
I didn't understand that question.
Is crime, the fact that crime is so often rooted in poverty, is that part of the motivation for you being understanding, where so many just look at it as crime as some kind of moral failing?
Well, I never really looked at it that way. I always just placed myself in the shoes of the person that was before me, try to understand their circumstances and how they were brought up, and the opportunities or lack of opportunities that they had in their lifetime, and then make a decision based on that.
Well, do you disagree with, what about consequences and punishment? Do you have a different philosophy than the rest of the justice system in terms of like long prison sentences and so on?
Well, in my court, we didn't have long prison sentences. Most of it was involving traffic tickets. But long prison sentences, obviously, in some circumstances, are warranted. But we never had, we didn't have that type of jurisdiction in my court.
How would you tell if someone was just giving you a story or if it was actually the truth?
I just put them on my lie detector test.
Yeah, you go right to do a lie detector test.
No, I find that most people would, pretty truthful and pretty honest when they came before me. I gave them the benefit of the doubt, just try to place myself in their shoes and try to figure out what I would do if I was them and try to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, Judge, thank you for joining us. The book is Compassion in the Court, Life-Changing Stories from America's Nicest Judge. You can get more at frankcaprio.com. and follow him on the socials.
Thank
Thank you.
you.